Alright, so this is the demonstration of the fruit drawing. We're going to start using the oil pastels. So if you remember like in my original drawing, I had like fruits a little bit too much to this side here. I actually did the redrawing again. This is actually what I ended up then I'm happy with. But just if anybody just happens to choose this drawing to do for their fruit drawing, my suggestion would be to draw these two pairs first, just because I really wanted to make sure to capture this nice cast shadow on this fruit here. Whereas there's not really anything going on here, so it's important to draw like these two fruits here and then add that fruit there. Just so you can kind of like space out where that cast shadow would be for like this fruit over here. But again, when you guys are choosing your fruit drawings, I would consider, how comfortable you are with drawing fruits, how comfortable you are with the blending the oil pastels. Even if you're going to use colored pencils this time, how well you feel comfortable using the colored pencils. But there are some like more elaborate fruit drawings here. Some a little bit more easier to do than others. Okay, but obviously, do challenge yourself more if you feel like you're more comfortable challenging yourself. But if not, though, I'm fine if you guys want to, do a more simple fruit drawing. And in some cases though, when you do like the simpler ones, like this one here with the two pairs, it is a little bit more work because you have to do a little bit more shading with the fruits because you have to make them a little bit bigger. Yeah, just going back to what we were working on though, I'm going to start to do the coloring process for the fruit drawing. So again, I am giving you guys an option of either using the oil pastels or the or color pencils. But pretty much they're using the same ideas, the same foundations with one or the other. I might actually do like a mixed media with this. So I'll do one of these in oil pastels, and I'll do like one in color pencils. Well, we'll see how things go, but I actually might want to keep it in all oil pastels. But so it's gonna be the same process though with how we're gonna use the colors. So for these two fruits though, I'm gonna make them orange. And just remember we have this color wheel here, and kind of yeah, we're taking a look at the color wheel here. But remember, you have orange here, and then the complementary color to create our shadows is going to be the blue. So you have to use orange, blue, and then we're going to use the white color. Okay, so you just make sure you want to just start off with 3 oil pastels to do your coloring. So just like how we did before with your practice assignment. We're going to use like the main color to do the shading. And again, I would just work on just only the fruits for now. Don't worry about the background yet. We're going to talk about the background later. But obviously, if you're not happy with how the fruits look, then it's okay to start over. So I'm going to use the orange here, and all those areas that are gray on here, I'm going to make it orange. Okay, so the same way we did your practice, but this time we have to look at the lights and darks of the fruit. So I'm just going to color in those areas with the orange. And I'm just going to lightly shade it. Okay, I'm not going real heavy with the oil pastels. I'm going very, very light. And as best as you can, try to keep more of those white spaces. I know it's very easy to want to color the whole thing orange, but with the oil pastels, especially when you're trying to make something realistic, it's always better to go a little bit darker than what it seems. And let me adjust this a little bit. It's a little too bright. Okay, that's looking a little bit better. I didn't realize the lighting you could change the lighting on it. But I'm just shading this in orange here. And even those light areas that are like a dark shadows, I'm shading that orange too. Because we're going to have to mix the orange and the blue together in order to get those darker shadows. So yeah, this is like kind of like what I have right now. And this part here, I can make this an orange too. Alright, so that's all you kind of essentially had to do. And then we have the cast shadow here, so I'm actually going to just color this part orange. So I'm just thinking about all my lights and darks in terms of where the colors are. Alright. So once you laid out those colors, you have them where they are. I'm actually going to color this part a little bit more here. I'll get more of that rounder shape. So my original drawing didn't really have that round shape there. Alright. And I'm going to press a little bit harder on these parts here because it's like that's where the darkest shadows are going to be. Alright, so once you kind of like laid out those colors where they should be, this is when you can go with the blue. So this is like the blue, the complementary color on the color wheel. So orange is up here, blues across from it. And since these are black and white though, you can basically choose any color combinations that you want. If I wanted to make this a blue pair, I could make it a blue pair, green pair, red pair. I decided to do an orange one just because I'm just doing an orange one. But you can choose any colors though with these oil pastels. Um, that's the reason why I made them black and white, is because you can choose like any color schemes you want. So I'm just mixing this orange and blue together. It's making my shadows. So it's almost exactly like your practice. It's nothing different that you're doing. The only thing is though, you have to actually pay real close attention to your reference in order to shade your values properly. So all those areas are dark, and again, I'm not pressing too hard on them. I'm still pressing lightly. So where I'm going to place those areas of blue. So we're just adding blue here. I'm going to add blue, little blue there. And then this part's going to be blue too. We're just really just laying out the colors right now. Alright. Okay, so once you've kind of like laid those out, then at this point now we're gonna go back to the orange. So we gotta actually try to blend the orange and the blue together. So I'm actually pressing a little bit harder so you get more of those colors that I want. So we want these colors to be more vibrant when we look at them. Especially you want to mix in that blue and the orange together. Really want to mix those two colors together. It's going to be kind of like a lot back and forth with going between all your colors at this point here. Yeah, a lot of this is going to be like really dark shadows, so I'm just kind of mixing those in between colors. And then you can go with the white too. The white's going to kind of blend in. This is going to be like a pure white over here, so I'm just kind of blending the white with the orange, just so I can get like some of those lighter shadows. You can see how like the tones kind of carry over. Your whites are gonna still stay white, and the grays are gonna be your orange, and then the shadows are gonna be your dark blues. So, alright, so we gotta mix a little bit more of the orange in the shadow here. So I'm gonna mix this a little bit more. I'm pressing a little bit harder, but not too hard though, just because at this point here we're gonna have to mix in more with the blue. So just mixing the colors, and now I can go on real dark with that blue. So my darkest dark is gonna be like the blue color here. So now I'm pressing real hard with the blue in order to get those shadows that I want. So you really want to take your time. Pay attention to those values. The more colors that you build up, the more realistic it'll look. And I'm actually gonna refine the edges a little bit more. So in order to get that pear shape, I'm gonna have to round this out a little bit more. If you want, you can modify the drawing. That's totally fine. I'm actually making it a little bit more rounded now as opposed to my original sketch. And this part I'm going to just go like as dark as I can. So, next orange again. Oops. And then this part would be kind of like a pure orange. And the pure blue too. That's the way we can get your darkest darks together and mix those two together. Alright. Yeah, it should look kind of like this though when you're you're finished with it. Alright. So let me move this down a little bit more. So you can see how I'm modifying my drawing a little bit more now. Just so it's kind of like, fits in with the rest of the picture. Alright. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's how you would basically work on the fruits. So, get a little bit more orange over here. Just a little bit. I like it more of that rounder shape. Mix it in with the white. Alright. Okay.